Hello and welcome to another video from Knee Down Comics. Today I want to talk to you about the subjective nature of our hobby in comic collecting, and particularly if you are into collecting graded comics from people like CGC, CBS, etc. Obviously, when your graders take a look at your book, they're looking at lots of different guidelines. They give it the grade. They sort of say what's the page quality like, white pages, off-white to white pages, and so on. But you know, if you've been into this hobby for quite a long time, you'll probably have come across some, I suppose, what you'd think were discrepancies or even errors. To start off today by showing you two copies of Wolverine #1 from November 1988. I picked up one copy fairly recently for about £65, about $75. And yeah, 7.5. On reflection, maybe that was a little bit too much, really. And then very soon after, I saw from a UK seller an 8.5 for sale for pretty much the same price. I knew I just have to get the grade bump and then do what I could with the lower graded one. And then when I had them both in hand, because one was coming from America and one from the UK, some weeks apart, sort of arrived at the same time. Interested to see that they look near identical or even not as different as you'd imagine. So I've covered the grade on both of them. One of them has a custom label, one doesn't. But I'm going to show you both comics, and I want you to sort of try and think which one is the 8.5 and which one is the 7.5. So I'll start with this one on the left, just zooming in. I'll just go around the corners, quite sharp corner. For a black spine, this is why it's so hard to get this one in a spot on 9.8. Why it's so valuable. The spine looks okay, apart from that corner maybe. Clean book, and the back is as well. Actually, there's no discrepancies. Here's the second one. You can kind of see some non-color breaking sort of spine issues, maybe. See where this is going, can't you? Yeah, on camera, that they both look quite similar. But if I remove this little backing board here, you can see that the 7.5 is on the left and the 8.5 is on the right. When you see them in hand, and I appreciate it's different on camera, they look incredibly similar, and I would argue in hand, the 7.5 presents better. Maybe it is an issue on the inside, because on the back they look absolutely fine too, or very, very similar. The 7.5 presents better. I've sold the 7.5 because I thought, well, I don't need duplicates. I kind of want to recoup some of the money that I've not lost. Actually sold it for exactly the same price that I paid for it. So I'm happy, but I'm not happy too, because have I been left with the better grade, but maybe the one that doesn't present quite as well. Maybe on video just looks like they look the same, and possibly they do. But yeah, that's something that I want to show you. But you know, does CGC make errors? I've got here Batman 405, which is part 2 of Batman Year 1. Brilliant story. Got the full lot in CGC. Different grades. 9.4, you expect it to look great, maybe with one small issue. Yeah, this big sort of like crayon mark, or a couple of like crayon looking marks on it on a 9.4. Now I bought it, I didn't even know about that. It's another question for another day, really. Should sellers on eBay actually tell you? Do they have to reveal all issues of a book, or can they just say what the grade is? But yeah, I'm not so comfortable with that there on a 9.4. Got two different copies here of the third part of Death in a Family, Batman 428. 9.4 is pretty much immaculate, whereas the 8.5 quite a lot of ticks on it. And to be fair, you'd say, yeah, that you can see the difference. You might even argue that is an incredibly generous grade for that going on a black spine. Got Watchmen #1 here in a 9.2. Very happy to have this book. Watchmen is just a wonderful piece of literature. 9.2, it looks absolutely immaculate. Turn it over. Got to check your books. We've got this kind of weird, I suppose it's a tear or a little chunk out of the back. I suppose when it comes to CGCs, what do you want? Do you want them to present better on display, even if you do display them? What would you rather display out of these two Wolverines? The one with the better grade and custom label. Don't really like custom labels myself. Got one now, stuck with it. Or the one that does present better. As I say, it really does in the flesh. What would you prefer? Did you spot the difference? Does it bother you? You're not bothered. You're not interested. Would you rather have the cheaper one, or would you rather have the better one? Let me know. Leave me some comments. I love receiving comments, and I would implore you to also check out my other videos, particularly about Batman Adventures 12 and other bits and bobs like the Superman job lot kind of post unboxing too. But I shall see you next time. Bye bye.